I've said many times the reason I use Jin is because he has the ability to come back if you fit 2 specific mods upon death. Well, I think now I will be sticking with the companion. I kind of wish I'd given it a better name, but yeah. It has this very, very weird ability. All of them have this ability. Well, 3 of them. I haven't got the other 3 completed yet, which is just annoying. But I'm just going to say this breed, because they just have weird names, but they're all kind of... Ooh, Argon crystals, thank you very much. Now, I have to go and basically kill this guy. Not the person. I have to let the Kubro. Still not sure if it's a Kubro or a Kavat, because I would guess they're both Kubros, but now I have to let it die to demonstrate why. I will be using these from now on, and it comes right there, right above my head. That is Crest Vulp. One of the worst names imaginable. Oh, come on. No aim. Hate doing this. Basically, upon death, instead of getting a revive thing, they do that. Goes in a larval form, and it is great. What you're supposed to do is wait until it does that into an enemy and then kill that enemy. No, if you actually read the mod, even though that is what it looks like it's doing, once that happens, when you kill an enemy, 30 seconds later, it will come back. So it doesn't really... Ow. Sneak attack. It doesn't really matter who you kill. I just like the fact that having a Kavat Kubro, having a companion that comes back to life is great, because don't have to worry about reviving them and constantly running around reviving them. It's actually, I did not expect to like them that much, because I much prefer the Smita Kavat because of this mod. This, well, how do you put this? Has a 28% chance every 27 seconds to bestow its owner a good fortune. Double affinity, double resources. These are on top of existing boosters and any weekends that DE happen to put on. Basically, that is why I started running the Smita Kavat all the time. And then they introduced the PANZER, the PHARAOH, the Sly. I was actually starting to use the Sly more. There is the Visor. I already said the PANZER. I'm looking for... Where? There. The Crest. There's also another one that I have not been able to find. But the Crest was the last one that I did. But every single one of... I'm just going to say this style at the moment. They all have this same mod in here. There it is. Devolves into larval form upon death. And spits... That one's slightly different. It spits stuff at viral that damages. It will respawn to its true form after 30 seconds. The Sly, which we will have to go to next. Probably the first one I did. Same kind of thing. Sly devolution. Devolves into its larval form. Upon death, increasing its master's evasion by 20% for 8 seconds. Then it will respawn into its true form after 30 seconds. Yeah, I understand that there are other mods that come with this. Increasing the master's evasion is basically all that the Sly does. The PANZER, same thing with the devolves, but I do like the fact it launches the quills. It does it with the devolution, it does it with its own ability, and it deals viral damage. But out of the 3, I do happen to think that the Crest was probably slightly better. Not by a huge amount, but you can see it respawns into its true form after 30 seconds. And this one, it charges at enemies, doing 100 puncture damage. Wish it was slash, bleed proc, but I don't know, there's just something about the fact that they kind of turn into a sentinel that made it very funny, and it's Crescent, not Crest. Crest is just the name of my particular one because I tried to name them close to what they were. Not only are there those three, there are the other kind of new pet. These, well, the PHARAOH basically spits a poison cloud, and that's the one that really kind of gets me. It basically just creates an endoparasite that slows down enemies and gives them a little bit of viral damage. Not overly impressive. Then there is the visor, actually named for the breed. It's kind of the same thing. You have, it spits acid rather than the cloud and releases a trail of spores. Well, there's the spores, but it also spits acid. I honestly have no idea what the third one does, because I've yet to find it, but come and see Sun, and you will be able to, and I'm just going to kind of click on any of these at the moment. Yeah, the Medjay, I cannot find this guy anywhere. There will be people turning around and saying, oh, well, the spawn here, and the spawn here, and the spawn here. Yeah, still doesn't help, because just doesn't kind of turn up. But this guy, this is the one that I'm looking for. The other ones, I'm just gonna, let's call these the Predasites, because that's basically what they are called. You can make them look however you want, really. You can change the tails depending on which mutagen you build. I basically built the same one over and over again, because you had to buy it to level up the Entrati Syndicate anyway. These, not so much. These kind of change where the tentacles appear. It gives them different nose. Gives them a little bit of a goatee. They come out with the spine. They're all kind of weird. I do believe that one does nothing, and one of them does claws, doesn't it? No, that's a horn. That's the back. That's the chin. Same with the Vulpaphyla. Strangely enough, as I mentioned before, I've got none of these built because I used them all. Because in a space of a day, I literally went, well, I found a lot of you, I'll build you, and then there was the PANZER, and I only stuck with the CRESCENT because it has the extra horns. That was it. To me, it just looked kind of better. I was planning on sticking with the Sly one because it looked alright, but yeah, for this purpose, we'll stick with the Sly. To find these is a complete nightmare, but it's the same thing with these. It just changes the tail. And yeah, it's the Zorim that I actually have, hence all of mine have the same tail. To capture these, what you need is obviously the trank rifle, the ability to run away from these flying things really quickly, and I don't mean the ones coming towards me, I mean that homing missile of death, and then just kind of completely run away. Not that it matters, because they just teleport to you. Once they spawn, you're pretty much screwed. Kind of ranty there, because I'm getting sick of those flying things, but you basically just run around. I am flying, this is kind of cheating, with the trank rifle equipped, because that allows you to see them. See, the only thing that glows when looking down the trank rifle are these enemies. You will also notice it is not a weakened one. You have to kind of lead it or let it get damaged first, trying not to kill it, and there you go. Now it's weakened. Now you can leave it until it gets downed by an enemy, or then shoot it, trank it, and eventually, no, you do still have to hit it twice. You hit it twice, you can then take it down, and then try not to kill it, because I've done that a few times, and that's basically how you get them to the weakened form. Just let an enemy hit them. Finally, this is the first time I have seen these things actually spawn. It's spawned in a group of 3. That's great. I only need 1. Ah, hang on. There's not an enemy in sight. And I mean that literally. There is not, if we go to this, an enemy in sight. Because if there was, there would be glowing either green, because this would be the scanner, or blue. Oh, there we go. There's an enemy. Okay, can you follow us? For some reason, those three have just turned into one slide. I mean, I've gone everywhere looking for these things. It spawns three, and they despawned because I went a little bit away from them. It has been a mission and a quest, but I think these guys are about to start running away. Nope, no weakened either. They have just killed an onslaught of enemies and not been weakened. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Yo, man. Nope. Reload. Okay, there's the second one. You will now go to sleep and... Oh, finally. I think just because of how much of a pain this was to find, I think I may actually let his friends survive. In their non-weakened form. Like so. Just, these guys were just a complete nightmare to actually find. But, it... Really? It despawned? So I only got the two? Well, I got the one that I needed. Why have I stopped doing this until I get this? Well, apart from the fact that it gives you one, would be the fact that... Oh, hang on. Back or... No side effect? We'll go for the back. That one, I've just have the one. To be honest, I would like to try that. But I have these built, so we're going to stick with this. And it costs 5,000 credits to actually revive these. But you then have to get them to level 30, go to experimental procedures, and spend what is the equivalent of 10,000 standing. 10 sun tokens, which is 500 standing a token, 5,000 standing, and 5,000 standing to actually guild these things before you can start having fun with them, with the colours and everything else. And so far, I think my favourite is the CRESCENT Vulp. Still not going to try and pronounce that whole thing because it's just way overkill, but it is a long, I wish I had spares of that, way to go to be able to get to the point where you can actually revive them. You can also kind of revive them, go to experimental procedures and release them. I'm still going to refer to these as Vulps and Pups because yes, the Predasites and the Vulp, whatever they are called, but for some reason the Panzer is called Panzer Pup. I'm guessing I named that just after I named the PHARAOH and wasn't thinking properly because I basically got all four of these done in a day. When I decided to finally start building these companions, and you can see I took one off to level the other one when I got the crest, and I've basically just done exactly the same thing with the Medjay, which I will now spend forever leveling up. And honestly, I still think I prefer the Crest Vulp to any of the other ones so far because its abilities, I just like the fact that they turn into larval forms. And oh, I would love this to happen in Capture or something. This is literally just a screenshot, but of the mission that this started in, of all things, 2 days ago. But yeah, I like the fact that it does that. It means that they don't actually die. And I should probably re-equip Crest Pup and actually finish. I went back to using Helios to try and scan everything, and well, yeah, still, poor thing, still 21. But now I've got another one to level up, so I think we'll leave this off here for now because it's way too long anyway. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.